California's gold is seen statewide on California Public Television. This series is endorsed by the California Teachers Association, the California School Boards Association, and the California Library Association. Well, hello everybody, I'm Huell. Get ready for a learning experience about donuts. Now let's set the stage. A couple of weeks ago, I was looking through a magazine and I noticed that it was talking about National Donut Day. Well, look, when you see something like that, you think, well, it's just another promotional day. National Donut Day, National Hot Dog Week, National Strawberry Month, whatever. But upon a little bit of research, I discovered there's a rich history behind National Donut Day, and it involves not only donuts, but the Salvation Army. So we have come to the Veterans Administration campus here in West LA to meet with representatives from the Salvation Army to tell us about the Salvation Army National Donut Day connection. Your name is?
I'm Captain Diane Madsen.
Okay, now you are here to tell us about that connection. And it's a wonderful bit of, I think, obscure donut Salvation Army history.
Well, Salvation Army and donuts go way, way, way back. Basically, back in World War I, Evangeline Booth, who was the national commander of the Salvation Army in the United States, wanted to do something to support the United States troops that were over in France. And so what she decided to do was send over 250 young women over to the front lines, and that is where they started the whole donut making endeavor to help bring some comfort and some friendship to our boys that were serving overseas.
Now wait a minute. During World War I, the Salvation Army sent 250 women, and this lady, your name is?
I'm Alessandra Perez Silva.
Now you're dressed to look like this is the way they would have looked.
Yeah, I think she doesn't have as much dust on her as she might on the battlefield, but she is a great representation of one of the donut girls. They were young women who volunteered their time, and they put literally their lives on the line to bring comfort and friendship to the guys that were out there.
More than comfort and friendship, they brought donuts.
Hallelujah.
Why donuts?
Well, part of it was that you don't need a whole lot of ingredients to make a donut. And it was something that they could do quickly, small batches. They would fry them up. Sometimes they didn't have anything else to use but a helmet, and they would roll them out, do them. Sometimes they were able to bake bigger things like pies and different things like that. But there were times when they were on the front lines with the guys, not a lot of space. You don't have a big cooking kitchen there, so you make do.
This must have made an immediate and very lasting impression upon these American soldiers on the front lines, to look up and see a beautiful young lady in a Salvation Army outfit serving them hot, homemade, fresh donuts.
Absolutely, and it brought some brightness to such a dark, difficult time. And it was just a great opportunity for these young women to reach out with the love of God and a donut. What greater combination do you have than that?
And this survived past World War I. What happened? Your name, sir, is?
Robert Brennan.
You're also with the Salvation Army.
Yes.
How did this become National Donut Day?
Well, in 1938, during the height of the Depression in Chicago, they decided to have a fundraiser, and 20 years had passed since the World War I had ended, and they started talking about the history of the donuts and the donut lassies, they would call them. And so they decided to create the first Friday of June every year as National Donut Day.
And this was really grew out of, too, a lot of these veterans came back and remembered these donuts, this donut experience. And actually, donuts grew in popularity after World War I because of this.
They really did. The guys came back home, and they had a hankering for that great donut that was there. And they weren't very common in the United States, and so that really brought up a lot of bakeries, decided to start offering the donuts, and it really exploded. How many streets? You can't go a street nowadays without having a donut shop around. And so that
who
really
makes that connection with the Salvation Army and
with
World War I?
With your help, we're starting to make that happen.
But that's an obscure bit of American donut history, isn't it?
We are history.
And this is a rather obscure chapter in the history. I had heard somewhere that the term doughboys from World War I came from this whole donut experience. Is that true?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
He put a
Good
disclaimer on
answer.
it.
Good answer.
The way I heard it is that the British soldiers, the Tommies, that they were called, would look at all the donuts the American GIs were eating, and that's where they came to the
Call
term
them
called
doughboys. You're not willing yet to back that up completely.
You know, I haven't done my own personal research on it, but it's a good story.
It's a great story. So the donuts, the doughboys, and the ladies were called
They were called donut girls or donut lassies.
donut lassies. All of this goes back to World War I. We're making donuts, and we're making donuts in a very historical way, aren't we?
Yes, you are. She's doing a good job.
What's she doing? What is she doing with this? This isn't a rolling pin.
No, it's not. But you know, they were in France, and there's a lot of wine in France, and a lot of empty wine bottles in France, and so the donut girls would really use whatever they had at their disposal to make the donuts. So if they had to use if they had a rolling pin, that's great. But chances are they didn't. So they'd use a wine bottle. They would sometimes cook in the metal helmets. Sometimes they would use little cans or artillery shells or whatever they had to cut the donuts.
So wait a minute, isn't it kind of interesting that the Salvation Army was rolling out donuts with wine bottles?
Yes, again, it was France, and they're empty.
Oh,
So,
of course they're empty.
Not emptied by the donut girls, may I add.
And
So-
this is interesting because we're rolling out the donuts with the empty wine bottles, and then you mentioned here our finished donuts over here that they're a little bigger than would have been what would have been in France.
Correct, because again, they had to use what was on hand, and most commonly they used the baking soda tin as the cutout for the donuts.
We just happen to have an empty baking soda tin, and you can go ahead and do that for us. So they would have literally used whatever was available.
Yeah, whatever it was. And remember, these are the front lines. This is war. And so they didn't have necessarily a Williams-Sonoma to run down the street to go grab whatever they needed. They used whatever they had. And they put not only as best of job they could do, but they put love into what they did as well.
Wow. And this must be interesting to you, Jacques. You're French and watching all of this.
Yeah, it's something new I learn every day.
See, and it's just a coincidence that you're the chef here at the Haven, here on the VA campus.
That's great.
And you're from France.
Originate from France, from the south of France.
So it all kind of ties together, and the fact that we're here in this restaurant, this place where people eat on the VA campus, this is kind of a holdover. What happens here on National Donut Day?
Well, on National Donut Day at the Haven, we celebrate it by giving free donuts to all the veterans, not only in our program here at the Haven, but around the campus as well.
So that tie-in continues between veterans and National Donut Day.
Right, and it goes along with the service that we provide to the veterans every day. And we celebrate it on National Donut Day, but we are wanting to be of service to those who gave of their lives to serve our country.
Now, I hate to say anything, but this is a heavy donut.
Well, that's actually made with the original recipe from the donut girls over in World War I.
So you have the exact
We
recipe.
have the exact recipe.
Why is it so heavy?
Well, you use what you have, and it was the original recipe. They were in wartime, so you didn't always have some of the things you normally have stateside and readily available.
There's
so.
nothing fluffy about this donut.
No.
Can I eat
It had to be
this?
hard.
Is this,
Yes,
what's this? I mean,
you
is
can
it
eat
fresh?
it. Yes, Jock just made them a while ago.
It's almost like a cake.
Yeah.
It's not puffy at all.
No.
Nope.
You make a heavy donut.
Thank you.
You know what? National Donut Day is only one day a year, the first Friday of June in every year. You can mark that on your calendars. But the truth of the matter, as far as history is concerned, as far as veterans are concerned, as far as the Salvation Army is concerned, every day is National Donut Day, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Don't forget the Salvation Army. Always remember my donut girl. She brought them donuts and coffee. Just like an angel, she was their best pal. As brave as a lion, but meek as a lamb. She carried on beside the sons of Uncle Sam. So don't forget the Salvation Army. Remember my donut girl.
But there's more. The donut adventure continues, because when you talk about donuts here in Southern California, in Los Angeles, and let's face it, there are thousands, tens of thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands of donut shops throughout Southern California. But when you talk about donuts here in LA, you're talking about more than just your traditional, I call them traditional American donuts. They're donuts from all over the world, and to prove that point, we have come to Glendale. We're on Los Feliz Boulevard, and the name of this shop, sir, is?
That's India Sweets and Spices.
India Sweets and Spices, and your name is?
Amit.
All right. We're here in search of donuts, but your donuts are not the traditional, what we call American donuts, are they?
The shape is same, the ingredients are different. It looks like the same American donut, but the ingredients, it's made of a dal called urad dal. In English we call it nutmeg, black nutmeg powder.
So donuts are not an American invention. Donuts have been around for a long time.
This goes even longer than that, like ages, some hundreds of years ago.
Hundreds of years ago in India, and they're not called donuts,
No.
they're called?
They're called vada, V-A-D-A.
V-A-D-A, vada.
Vada.
Are they popular?
Oh, very popular, very popular. It's a traditional food in India.
Okay.
In southern part of India, South India.
Now, do people who are non-Indian like to come in and eat these as well? Does it kind of, the taste grow on you?
Once they taste it, they'll love it.
Oh, okay, good. Now, can we watch them being made? Because these out here, everything here's already been
already
prepared.
made, yeah. They're already made. We can go to the kitchen and, of course, we can
So
watch
now
it.
we're going to go to the kitchen and watch them prepare the
Indian donut called vada.
wala.
Vada, V-A-R-A or V-A-D.
Vara.
That's fine.
There we go. We're going to the kitchen to watch them cook up the vara.
Vada.
There it goes into, is that grease?
The oil.
Oil.
Vegetable oil.
Okay, so
Cooking oil.
what are we doing? We're just, what's in these things?
These are like dough made for making vada.
Look at him
The
making
dough.
a little hole in there.
Yeah, that's made.
That's the donut.
Yes.
That makes it a donut.
It look like donut, but exactly, it's a different.
What all is in there? What is?
Some spices. The main ingredient is the nutmeg powder.
So this is nutmeg.
That's
What is
called.
the little green thing? Look
Those are
at
the
this, Cameron.
spices.
Look at this.
Cilantro,
Cilantro.
chana dal, jeera, ginger chili, ginger,
Oh
king
my
fever, yeah.
gosh! Oh, look how they're already expanding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How many of these do you make every day?
maybe 30, 35, 40.
So they're popular.
Oh, they're very popular, and especially as the place, India Sweets and Spices makes the finest varas in the town here.
What makes yours so good?
Yeah.
The way you.
See, it basically is the preparation of the dough, the basic ingredient, which makes it tastier. And the recipe is our own special recipe
Now,
for
can
that.
you make different kinds? Like,
We can make it a little spicier or a little milder. But what we make is the best here.
all right. So what do? They cook up for how long? How long do they stay in here?
Yeah, maybe 5 minutes.
Look at this, Cameron. We're going to take a look. This is going to be a little. We're going to stop the camera in a minute because they cook up for about 5 minutes, and the next sight you see is going to be a completely cooked up one. We're going to take a taste and see if it tastes as good as it looks. Cut the camera. Here he comes with the cooked up, I still call them donuts, but it's vada. Here we go, and we found 2 customers here. You've never had this before.
I've never had it before.
You've never had it before.
No, I haven't.
All right, we're going to try it. We're going to let you try it first.
Am I supposed to dip it
I
in?
think you're supposed to dip it in the...
This is a lentil soup And these are like
Coconut.
coconut
Coconut,
chutneys and the spicy
Tomato
chutney.
chutney, spicy.
So each of you should try a different one.
They're similar to, like, for example, ketchup or ranch, but Indian styles, you know, ketchup style.
Is this
ranch.
hot?
No, medium.
No, it's hot, hot. It's like physically hot.
Physically hot,
Mmm. Mmm. Very good. Congratulations.
That's
Oh,
the
this is-
specialty of India's sweets and spices, and all the credit for this goes to the owner, Mr. Kumar Javani.
Wow, this is excellent. I want to try some of the. Have you tried the green?
I did. It's very.
This is.
You
Ooh.
eat this summer, very good. This soup.
That's the main ingredient.
dip
to
it
that,
in the
because-
soup?
Yeah, lentil soup.
Yeah, lentil soup.
Mmm. Boy. And these have been around for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years. Ages.
This is a whole nother extension of the traditional donut.
Traditional donut.
Only in LA did we find the vada. Wada. Whatever it is, it's an Indian donut.
Exactly.
And it is excellent, and this is the place to come.
Indian sweets and spices.
India sweets and spices. Mmm.
Really good.
Everything's fresh and homemade.
Homemade.
And as good as this is, we still have one more stop on our LA donut adventure. Okay, our donut adventure continues. We have now come to East LA. Bill, introduce yourself to everybody.
I'm Bill Esparza.
Okay, now where are we? Set the stage for where we are in East LA.
Okay, we're at the Mercadito here in East Los Angeles. It's like a traditional Mexican market, just like you'd find in Mexico.
And we are here to eat donuts, but they are unlike any donut that people think of when they think of donuts, right?
That is correct. We're going to have some churros. And, well, I say that anything that's fried dough is a donut.
Uh-huh.
And I think we can all agree on that.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be round and have a hole in it to be a donut, as far as your definition of donut is concerned.
That's correct, and I've even seen churros in donut shops, so there,
Okay.
It must be true.
Because I think the whole concept behind this adventure is that most of us are guilty of thinking of donuts only in one way. Your traditional round, Krispy Kreme type donut
Right.
with a hole in it. You're saying there's something else.
Well, guys like us that like donuts, we want them anyway.
All right.
So they can be any shape, doesn't matter, as long as it's fried dough.
All right, now this fried dough is called a
Churro.
churro. And we're getting ready to go right back in here
That's right.
to meet a mother and her son who are making them up fresh for us right here in East LA. Okay, we have come into the little kitchen. Mother is gone, wife is here.
Right.
Who are we meeting up with?
Well, this is Little Brothers, and it's been here for 5 years. This is the little brother right here. This is Efrain.
Nice to
Casares.
meet you.
And this is his wife, Leslie.
Nice to meet you. And this is what we're getting ready to watch.
That's right. We're going to make churros.
Let's spring into action here.
Okay.
So, what is he doing?
Well, he's pulling the dough out of the churrera.
Look at this. The dough just comes right out of the bottom. Boy, he's squeezing it out, isn't he?
That's right.
And it just goes right into the, what is that? Some kind of oil or?
Yes, it's aceite vegetal.
Aceite vegetal.
Yeah, vegetable oil.
So they're cooking up right now.
That's right.
It's just as simple as
We could do that. Probably not, though. Probably not as good.
cooking them up. Now, how long do they fry up like that?
It's about 3 minutes, 3 minutos.
3 minutos.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Okay, in the time of efficiency, in the name of efficiency, we're now going to cut the camera once again, and we're going to end up in a couple of minutes. Look at this, Cameron, watching these things come out all fried up and ready to eat. Okay, the churros are now, I guess we say fried up.
They are fried.
All right, let's see what you're doing now. What's he doing?
He's turning them in some sugar right now. You know, because that's where that donut part, that sweetness.
Yeah.
We need that.
Where does this come from?
These originated in northern Spain with the shepherds, and they named them after the churra sheep.
So this was hundreds of years ago.
A long time ago, and the Spanish and the Portuguese brought it over to the New World, and it's all over Latin America.
So this isn't just a Mexican thing.
No.
It's
in Colombia, in Venezuela, and Argentina.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. East Los Angeles.
All right, look, here they are. Look at this. They're coated in sugar, and that sugar is a very important part of the cooking process, isn't it?
That is right.
That's what makes them really sweet.
Yeah, and this is what separates these guys. You know, they just those little touches. There's not many ingredients, so the sugar's got to be good, the flour's got to be good.
And they have to cool down just a little bit. Then we can take them outside and taste them and see if they're as good as they look.
Finally.
We're going outside. We're back outside. It's one thing to see them in the case. It's another to eat them. These are the ones we saw being cooked up.
Right.
Now, you said it's better to do these with a napkin.
Yeah, we don't want to burn the fingers, you know.
But, I mean, this is the tradition, too, that they're served with a napkin like this. You get one. Boy, she's had so many of them in her life. I don't think she wants to eat another one. You could have one, too.
Yeah.
Let's taste them. Oh, boy. This is real sweet.
That's
very sweet.
That's a donut.
That's about a dozen donuts. This is really wonderful. And they're not the same in every country.
No, every culture that serves churros in Latin America and here in East Los Angeles has their own little take. Sometimes they're filled. Sometimes they're dipped in different things. They're
What's the
served with
take
chocolate.
on this being from Mexico City?
Well, Mexico City does the traditional ones that you get from Spain. They have thick ones in Spain called porras, and they have these skinny ones. So this is more like what you would find in Spain, and it came to Mexico, so it's, I think, more like the brown sugar.
I ate the whole thing. Very good.
Thank you.
Boy, this has been a real learning experience for all of us. Thank you so much. Thank you. The whole point of this adventure is, especially for those of us living here in Los Angeles and Southern California, there's so much variation in just something like a donut.
That's right.
Lots of history, lots of tradition, lots of culture. All we have to do is get out and explore and find it.
That's right. Donuts are for everybody.
Boy, that's the truth. We've had 3 different donuts today. I've consumed about 5,000 calories worth of donuts. They've all been good. They've all been different. And they're all available right here in Los Angeles for all of us to enjoy. Thumbs up. Thank you, sir. I'm going to have one more just to see if the second one is as good as the first one. We've had a wonderful time on this Los Angeles donut adventure. This is good. Check it out.
Don't forget the Salvation Army. Always remember my donut girl. She brought them donuts and coffee. Just like an angel, she was their best pal. As brave as a lion, but meek as a lamb. She carried on beside the sons of Uncle Sam. So don't forget the Salvation Army. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Remember my donut girl.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Huell Hauser, and if you enjoyed this adventure and would like to see it again or share it with family or friends, all you have to do is call 1-800-266-5727, and we'll be glad to send it to you right away. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Huell Hauser, and for those of you who want to share our California adventures with family and friends who live out of state, well, you can send them to our website at www.calgold.com, where they'll find a link to iTunes and an ever-increasing number of episodes they can watch for free. We're taking California's gold worldwide on the web.